As part of Motley Crue's 1985 Theater of Pain tour, they would play a show in Hunstville, Alabama that would result in several fans turning around and suing the band. Today, let's explore what happened. By 1985, Motley Crue were out on the road touring behind their third record, Theater of Pain. Recorded in the aftermath of frontman Vince Neil's trial for manslaughter and drunk driving, the album marked a noticeable stylistic shift towards a more glam rock sound. By this point in time, Motley Crue were establishing themselves as one of the top rock bands in the world, and they were selling millions of albums, and their live shows were soon becoming more theatric, incorporating pyrotechnics. But for some fans, it was too heavy. During a September 27, 1985 show in Huntsville, Alabama, two teenage fans claimed they were injured by pyrotechnics during the band's show. The incident happened 3 songs into the band's set during their performance of Shout at the Devil. 13-year-old Robbie Miller was struck in the face and lost his eye, and Miller was given a ticket to the show by his parents in celebration of his birthday. Another teen named David Wright had his lips split by the same object that struck Miller in the eye. Miller would require reconstructive surgery on his eye that would reestablish it to about a third of its original size. The pair of teenagers would lawyer up and file a civil lawsuit against the band, as well as the city of Huntsville and the production and security company working the show. Miller sought about $2.2 million for his eye injury, while Wright sought $400,000. Lawyers for the injured speculated that the objects that struck their clients were dry ice from Motley Crue's stage show, but an attorney for the band would tell jurors that there were no explosives that were used on stage that could launch objects through the air. A lawyer for the band would state the two teenagers, and I quote, "got hurt out there and we can't explain it, but did not come from special effects." The lawsuit wouldn't go to trial until 3 years after the show in 1988 in nearby Athens. The Associated Press hilariously reported at the time in 1986, heavy metal rock concerts were not a familiar subject to many of the prospective jurors. About 10 said they simply did not like rock music, and 2 asked to be excused for religious reasons. Bassist Nikki Sixx would be the only member in attendance to testify on the band's behalf, and the sleepy little town of 160,000 brimmed with excitement as upwards of 300 fans, some of which skipped school, lined up outside of the courthouse hoping to catch a glimpse of the rock star. The bassist had to be moved between hotels as fans soon learned where he was staying and were harassing him for autographs. Motley Crue would employ a lawyer named Patrick Lamar, who in addition to defending the band, was also responsible for driving Sixx to and from the courthouse. He would recall to Alabama.com how one day a convertible pulled up next to them filled with topless women, trying to get the bassist's attention. He would tell the newspaper, "I thought, well, isn't that interesting? That's probably his everyday life." A young fan who was at the courthouse on an unrelated matter would notice Sixx and was able to get his autograph. The picture of Nikki Sixx signing the girl's autograph appeared on the front page on the May 10th, 1988 issue of the local newspaper. The girl's name was Melissa Stevenson, who would recall to E! News Courier, "Kids were piling up in the hallways of the courthouse. The kids were dodging the cameras because they knew they were supposed to be in school," she'd say. Defense attorneys would have a tabletop-sized model of the Theater of Pain tour stage built by a company in California to use during the trial. Unfortunately, while the model was being shipped from California to Alabama, it would be damaged. It would have to be glued back together by the defense attorneys. The trial would last about a week, after which the 5 male and 7 female jury members were deadlocked and a mistrial was declared. Motley Crue would end up reaching an out-of-court financial settlement with both teenagers, and the details of the settlement has never been publicly revealed. Motley Crue, for their part, would give their defense attorney Patrick Lamar a platinum album for his work on the case. That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and we'll see you again on Rock and Roll True Stories. Take care.